Welcome to India Construction Week, being organized by Construction Industry Development Council and Indian Society for Trenchless Technology. The theme for this event is reviving construction industry in the post-COVID world. I am Umesh Dhargalkar, a consulting engineer from Mumbai, and I am going to make a presentation about what could be the face of online internship in the post-COVID world. Well, when we think of construction industry, we think of it as the number two industry in our nation. And naturally, the civil engineers who drive this industry should be thought of as the backbone of our industry. Now, taking or rather extending this further, we should also think of our civil engineering students as the future of our industry. Well, having said that, um, you know, it's very uncomfortable to see that today our civil engineering students have to really struggle to get a job. After spending 4 years with their education and really doing all their hard work, it's unfortunate to see that they are unable to get a decent job in this very big industry. And what could be the reason? Obviously, it has been identified that the reason is the disconnect between the industry and the academics in terms of the theoretical treatment of uh, the construction project. The subjects in the uh, in the colleges as against what is expected in the industry. Now, what is expected in the industry? What do they expect from the fresh civil engineers? Well, what we have found out is that they do expect the basic that the students have the basic skills, if not the advanced skills of construction, at least they have learned the most common skills which are required for a day-to-day normal construction project. Now that's what is required and that can only be imparted through an internship. Now the question is, well, internships on the field have always been hard to find. So can online internship be an alternative to normal field-based internships, especially in the post-COVID world where, well, the field internships are even more difficult to get. So let's see how to deal with this situation. First of all, let's understand the situation, which I call as the widening of a gap between the industry and the institute. The disconnect, right? See, we will all agree that our academic curriculum has been basically archived. We've been teaching the same old things in the same old theoretical manner. As a result, our students lack those basic skills because there's just no connect with the industry. This seriously affects their job prospects. Moreover, there is no significant collaboration between the institute and the industry, be it in form of the student-industry interaction or in form of industry-based research. This also aggravates the situation further. Now, suppose some of these students are even hired by the industry. The problem is there's no further training or hand-holding done at the industry level. They just don't have enough time to do that. So as a result, our engineering graduates find it very difficult to learn new things, okay, even when they have joined the industry. So how does it affect them? First and foremost, unemployment. It's so much tough for a fresh engineer to get a decent job in the construction industry. Low salary, low self-esteem and motivation, finally leading to very slow professional and financial growth of that person as an individual and as a part of the construction industry's manpower. Now, what has happened? This COVID-19, we have really actually seen an unprecedented situation. Something has really changed and changed really, really significantly. What has happened? We have faced a lockdown. There was no action for the first 3 months. There was a partial release in July 2020. But even today, if you look around, you'll find there's not much work happening around us. The income has reduced, jobs are lost, and the industry is presently at a very low level. And that's exactly why we are holding this online international conference. Now, one thing has happened, and quite significantly, even in this COVID-19, I would say because of this COVID-19 pandemic, because the situation has finally, I would say, compelled us to make a switch over to new things. What are those new things? New online businesses, digital life, modern ways of doing business, modern ways of doing construction, working from home to a very large extent it is possible, although the actual construction is being done at the site. There are so many things which are being done um, by working from home. Switch over to digital solutions. And very, very significantly, we see that our education has also been online. Not just the school level education, not just the college level education. I'm talking about the engineering education, not just in India, the world over. So people have already made the switch, even in terms of teaching engineering, which is actually a practical subject. The switch has already been made, and people have made the transition to the online education and training. It has already happened, and it has happened in a very big way. So, taking a clue from that, the question is, can our internships be online? If the training, engineering training can be online, can we have online internship? Can we switch over to online internships? Now let's have a look at this. In the COVID-19 situation, wherein we have been forced to make a large shifts, how would an online internship look like? What could be the face of such an online internship? First and foremost, I would say, ideally, an online training will consist of two components. One is the basic skills for the student, and the other would be, I would say, specific or special skills. Now, these basic skills is something which I call internship, whereas special skills I would call as a continuous professional education for him. So even in basic skills, what is it that we can train them with? What do they need at this stage to get a job and to make that entry into the first job, to get a decent job? So for that, we have designed one industry immersion program called TechnoDive Industry Immersion Program, which I'll be discussing in great detail a little later. Meanwhile, let's also look at the other part, which is called the CPT part, wherein after the student gets into the industry, he will be learning new techniques and based on his interests, so as to orient himself to make a career, a shift from job to career, wherein he would like to pursue that part and make significant advances in his job towards that career. So for that, for making a career, he will need to learn about materials, processes, software, technology, project management, so many other things. So, right? So many other things, but those things can be learned in form of interest-based short-term courses, which is not part of what my talk is today. So let me quickly go to the TechnoDive Industry Immersion Program. What is it? What is TechnoDive IIP? It's basically an industrial immersion program which consists of 6 modules and 100 hours of, I would say, internship training. So it's 100 hours training provided in 6 modules. Now what are those 6 modules we are shortly going to see? The purpose or the whole intention of this TechnoDive IIP is to make that transition from institute to industry easy for the student, and also to make the transition in his mind from subject to project. In the colleges, these students, they learn subjects, a subject on structures, a subject on geotechnical engineering, hydraulics, and so many other things, project management, so many other things. Now the thing is, what happens at a construction site, what happens in a project is a combination of all these things. It's not subject based, it's a project based. The project has certain demands which come from different subjects as applications of those subjects in industry. So that is the transition which needs to be done in such a program. Now, this program has also been, let me tell you, this has been based on a feedback which we have received from almost 40 industry experts coming from different sections of the industry. Some coming from consultancy, some coming from construction, some from developers, and all sorts of experts from different, some from, I would say, alternate energy. So only after talking to them, we have tried to find out as to what is it that they are looking for in a fresh graduate. And this course, this program is based on that. Now it's a skill-based program as against the theoretical program and designed on a model project. What is a model project? It's a project which consists of all the essential elements of a major construction project. So it's a project which requires some basic skills, okay, for all its aspects. And those are the skills which need to be imparted to the fresh engineering graduates. Then it covers the most common and basic aspects of project. Well, it's already approved by CIDC and ECI, and there are certain CPD credits already awarded to that. And very important thing, this is a program which has already been tested in a classroom setting 4 years back. In 2016, the same program was offered in a classroom setting, and we have learned from that and accordingly modified the same program to make make an online program in this case. Now, what are the modules in this? There are 6 modules. The first module is about how to set up a project in terms of documentation, in terms of the site setup, and everything that happens before actually the project starts at the site. And then slowly making a transition to the construction of civil works, that is the framework, masonry, plaster, the making of the basic skeleton of the structure. Then the second module is about finishing works and services, plumbing, electrical, mechanical, tiling, and all those things. Third module is about effective supervision of projects, quality control, okay, checklists, daily programs, daily scheduling, coordination, and such things. Fourth module is about costing and billing, the financial aspect or the commercial aspect of that. Fifth is effective construction project management. So here we are talking about managing a construction project in an effective manner. And sixth is about the soft skills for construction projects. What are soft skills? Obviously, when you are doing a project and you are coming in contact with so many people, so many agencies, so many contractors, dealing with so many materials, vendors, okay, there is a need for certain soft skills. Soft skills about documentation, report writing, discussions, presentations, negotiations, coordination. So these soft skills are also important and need to be covered in the or have been covered in the TechnoDev industry immersion. Now, what exactly is covered in these 6 modules? If any of you would like to, have a I would say idea about what is covered in these 6 modules, I would suggest that you write to me and that information will be sent across to you. Now, as I said, this program has got is a 100-hour program with 6 modules. Now let's see how the time is allocated in each of the 6 modules. In each module we have for each module we have given 16 hours, out of which 8 hours are for the interactive sessions and videos, another 4 hours for numerical examples and quizzes, 4 hours for guided assignments and tutorials, totally making it 16 hours. Now, for the 6 modules, 16, 6 are 96, so we got 96 hours which are spent on the modules themselves. And then there is a concluding and sharing session which takes 4 hours. So that's how it makes a 100-hour internship, online internship program. Now let's see the advantage. What are the advantages of such a program? We have, for a benchmark, we have the field internship program to compare with. But believe me, this kind of online program has, although I know it, when you are doing an online program, you are missing that environment, you are missing being part of the system, you are missing being part of the project. Well, yes, that experience you are lacking, I know. But more than that, there are many other advantages you will get in such a program, and you learn things which you perhaps not learn in, or I would say, I'm sure you'll not learn in such field a program where you will be stationed at a particular location and only learning a few things to which you are exposed. In this program, what this program has been designed with a certain learning objective and assessments. So there's a list of certain learning objectives. So the program has been designed to give you those objectives or take you to those objectives, and also make an assessment at the, as you do the program, so that you actually learn with a purpose. Uniform and modular design, as I said, subject to project, I have already explained that. 6 modules which we'll be covering. Then the wider coverage of basic construction aspects. What you learn here is that since there are all the 6 modules covered for a model project, all those small skills which you will be expected from you when you are joining a firm, when you are giving an interview, these are the things which will be covered in these modules. Well, as I said, there is a lack of physical immersion, but that will be more than compensated by the videos, numerical examples, and tutorials, quizzes, and assignments, which will give you an insight of a completely different type. Some insight which you will not get in a field internship program. Well, this is perhaps the biggest advantage. Such a program is available on demand. So it doesn't matter where you are sitting, whether you are sitting in a village or in a town or in a city or anywhere. This is a program which is available on demand, and it is industry and colleges. This is not something which is, well, colleges can definitely, if they want, they can inculcate this program in their colleges, and that could definitely be something to look forward to. But even if that doesn't happen, an individual can take his own decision, an individual student can do the program. Self-paced and wider reach, because you are actually trying to connect the entire nation. Easy on logistics and costs, since you are doing it online. Well, you learn so many things in an easy manner, in an online manner, without much much extra cost. The cost of logistics, the cost of traveling, the cost of going out there, everything that is saved. And very importantly, this can be aligned with the presently given AICT internship guidelines. But what we are trying to do now is that we are actually doing that exercise of aligning this. But yes, this can be only a part. I mean, this can be aligned only with a part of that AICT guidelines. Rest of it maybe can be made up by in form of those CPD programs which I talked to you about sometime ago. So thank you for your time. Well, for those of you who will be having questions, want more information about this program, its contents, or whatever, you can reach out to me on these phone numbers or email address, and you can also uh, get the information on our website. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best. Thank you.